Hi, you guys. Imposter syndrome, big time here. I've done tarot for 50 years. Really since the summer of Woodstock, if any of you remember that one. And I was like 13 years old, and I remember saying to my parents, I'm going. And they're like, no, you're not. Anyway, it was weird. It came through that it had been raining and raining, and it was a washout. And my parents said, see, this is a joke. Look at these people in the mud. And if you've ever watched any, one of the points was that the festival persisted. Nobody was murdered. Any number of babies were born. And I wasn't there, but that was the summer I began to throw tarot. And even though, and I'm not plugged in, I'm going to do it just because I can tell I'm really sorry, you guys. I'll try to edit this out. I don't have the software to really edit properly, so it's something I've been trying to avoid. And I think one of the perhaps charming, perhaps not so charming characteristics of this channel is edited. And it's not edited. Hello. Welcome to Slipstream. Yeah, I had a very vivid dream last night, kind of unlike, I'm tangled in the cord, kind of unlike any I've ever had. It was so visual. I was in a field, and there was some sense that there was something wrong. Some wild animal was going to appear. And I thought I kind of saw the vague outlines of something. And then when I looked up, there was this, it was the gleaming eyes of jaguars. And there was a river of these golden reflective eyes coming down a slope toward me. And basically I thought, well, the jig is up. That's it. This is where it's going to end. And I was thinking, like, how bad would it be to be torn up by a herd of jaguar? It's going to end, but maybe not quickly. And I had some sort of like sheet, and I pulled it over my head. It may have been the sheet in my bed, but I was in this field. I pulled it over my head, and I just thought, maybe they'll go right by me. And I was with somebody, and I don't know who, but there was just this sense of I wasn't entirely alone, that whatever this thing was that was coming, we could face it together. So under the sheet with this, whoever it was, a friend, or, I don't really know, somebody who was facing this with me. And the next thing I knew, there was a presence there, the kind of heat of another. I didn't dare look. I didn't peek out from under the sheet to see the eyes. Something had sniffed me out. But before I knew it, this animal had curled up next to me, behind my back, and I could feel it purring. I had the vibrations of the purr. And I was like, really? And the rest of the guys zoomed by. What's it mean, Doc? I don't really know, but there's something in that for us. It's early in the morning. I get up at like around Well, this morning I slept late. It was 5 something. Often I get up at 4 something. Not because I'm any kind of monk person who, rises early and puts on their robes, and it's just, that's my new sleep pattern. So these intense dreams, usually involving just groups of people. This time it was like this. The power of animal life or something like that. It was so beautiful. So that even if it was going to do me in, this sea of, what I was most impressed by is how beautiful it was. This golden river of the shining eyes of the predator. I mean, go figure. 9 of Cups. Well, it is water energy. That river of, that slipstream of golden eyes. And this is often referred to as the dream come true card. 9 speak to the personal. This is somebody who's emotionally fulfilled in water energy. They're feeling gratified and safe and loved. This is a weird shuffle. The energy is very odd. We're going to do it, though. We're going with it. Going with the flow. Ooh, I guess not. That's not going with the flow. That's fear. That's constriction. That's trying to protect. Pentacles energy, it could be your own life. Pentacles speak to real life. So that's a pretty dramatic turnaround. This sort of, I'm in my happy place, could be protecting that by clamping, but the trouble is 4 of Pentacles is like standing on the hose of your own happiness. I don't know. This is the glob. So next in line, we have 9 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. We got that yesterday. Somebody returning from battle victorious. And there are these people recognizing this person, like, yay, that's the team. Backing up this individual who gets the credit. I don't know how that fits in. I might be over-interpreting it. Under 9 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles. Sorry, I got distracted. There's a woodpecker outside, and it's snowing. 8 of Pentacles is putting in work to make something. And I almost see it as somebody discovering when they think they don't have enough and they have to guard what they have, and they're in this clamped down position. This is the person who can make more. Whether it's money or, this is the master of the craft. Forging more. And, this is a blacksmith here, or a smithy, at the forge with the tongs and the, I can't remember, anvil. I believe it's the anvil. And he has to pound out every pentacle. They're handmade. This isn't a factory. This is one person putting in the work. And it's earth energy, but it really involves fire too, to get the whatever this person is working with malleable. Under Four of Pentacles, King of Swords. Could be an air sign. Anyway, it's somebody who's smart and analytical, but a bit cold. Which is interesting. We were just talking about the forge and the fire. And it needs to be hot, to be malleable. King of Swords has an element of immalleable, resistant to change, resistant to, he wants to be, he's hands off, and this person is hands on. An interesting read, and I don't get it at this point. Under Six of Wands, Justice. Well, I like that. It's sword energy. You might be dealing with a Libra, you might be a Libra, or you just might be somebody who recognizes, and embodies sword energy. King of, this is the person who embodies that principle of fairness. Again, it's a little bit cold. It's the objective. And it's trying to determine what's the balance, what's fair and balanced, what's the decision, that I'm going to make based on a kind of clarity about what's fair and balanced. So this guy might still be doing it from a remove. It's a head over heart decision. Head over heart. Brain-based rather than heart-based, perhaps. But it's fair. This individual needs to step back from whatever this situation is and assess it from that Aquarian, overview. And that may be a new skill that this person learned. And I'm seeing it now, even Four of Pentacles, maybe as positive. Because Nine of Cups can be indulgent. This might be, here's the thing I could indulge in, but I'm going to cap it. Maybe for a while, Pentacles energy. I'm going to cap that, draw toward what makes me happy, and I'm going to be able to do it after some struggle. I'll have support, all these people in the background, in that endeavor. So it's really, this situation is complicated. It's hard to pin down. Somebody's really trying to pin it down. To stay stable through a challenging time. So they put in the work to build something in 3D with their own hands. And then to assess it, King of Swords, from this objective place. Libra is also a card of relationship. We're getting the full moon in Libra in a couple of days. Full moons can be about release. It's conceivable, because this sometimes speaks to a court system or some other objective. It's a system. And it's also to do with relationship, with the scales, this to that. Is it fair? Because we do have Pentacles energy here, which which can be about money or any sort of energetic currency like time or investment. It's often a card of being stingy. I mean, I just don't know. Is this a clarifier on Four of Pentacles? Yes. Knight of Swords. Well, somebody's going to take action. You know, sometimes Knight of Swords can be angry, emphatic, but since it's King of Swords justice, it may be a message to do with this decision. And still it might be a court decision. I'm getting that. You know, I mean, this is staring me in the face. If so, it goes in this person's favor, Six of Wands. And again, put in some kind of work to be more malleable, more receptive to change. Tell us about the work, please. Eight of Pentacles, the forge. You know, to be forged in the fire is dramatic. Forged in the fire, Queen of Wands, fire sign. Somebody may have put in the work to, you know, they needed to undergo some kind of change to be with Queen of Wands. She'd done the work. She'd accomplished this change. She'd stepped into her own power, Wands energy, personal power, life force energy as a manifester, as that sort of mystical creature who can do things with their wand, you know, their magic wand. Do things. But it's internal, you know, sorry. Yeah, I got my water. King of Wands would be something who's doing something. It's an energy of doing something in the external world. It could also be that the King of Swords, whoever that male or female represents, is working on, Eight of Pentacles, you know, growing, investing in, changing their own divine feminine energy of intuition. I mean, that's not this. So again, I'm seeing that idea of tempering. This work may have involved tempering that tendency toward analysis and removal with creativity and intuition, drawing on that as life force. It marks a big change for this person. But in the way in my dream there was another person there, I think this is another person who maybe draws out the King of Swords intuitive energy. You know, this is a receptive, like the pull of the moon, feminine energy. She's drawing out this person's warmth. Okay, bottom of the deck, clarifying justice. We have the World card. Major Arcana card on a Major Arcana card. It could be a dramatic shift in relationship. It's at a whole new level. I'm also getting, it could be that this court decision allows everything to change. I mean, it's a new world. It's a portal. It's something somebody can actually access. It's a game changer. Not only in 3D, it will affect this person's way of showing up in the world. It's the my psyche has been recalibrated to be able to recognize sword energy, to see it, to see what balance is. And it's tempered with intuition. So we've got both high intellectual capacity and this match of highly intuitive energy. It's really a yin-yang here. It's the balance of those two, whether it's internal or external. And again, I think there's another person involved. On 9 of Cups, please. Is it dream come true energy, getting what you want? Yes. Truth. Preach it. Dream come true. Well, in time, Wands energy, we've manifested this thing. Queen of Wands could do that. Actually like tweaking the future. Tweaking the future. That's on 6 of Wands. Both in fire energy. They have somehow managed to tweak the future, tip the scales, somehow through her influence. And Queen of Wands has a great influence. She has, she's got the magic touch. She could have somehow tipped these scales, shifted the balance. Queen of Wands is a very powerful person. So is King of Swords. King of Swords is not a pushover. Smart, analytical. Let's get one on him, please. Well, he, she, they, or even these are two aspects of the same person. Hang on. Interesting. Let's see what we got. Okay. Hierophant, major arcana card of Taurus. This is Taurus in the, again, sort of, the ruler of the system that has rules. And this individual knows what they are. King of Swords would operate well in the external world. It can be higher power, and in that sense, maybe he's softened, made malleable by this energy of Queen of Wands. He's come into partnership with somebody who's perhaps to be with her required this change and this work in 3D. Not up in your head, down here where you meet me in real life. Expect to be. She has an expectation that this person will put in the work. Queen of Wands can be not arrogant, but, she's kind of a catch and she knows it. This person will put in the work. And again, this sense of authority, of worldly authority, kind of echoed by the justice system. But it has an effect in 3D. It's an earth energy. A tangible effect. This can be a card of Capricorn too, earth energy. On the basis of hard work, and real work. Capricorn, the goat who scales the mountain for this higher perspective. This is a card of Libra, but, sword energy is all about clarity of perspective. So we have Hierophant. Again, this idea of, in the context of all these pentacle energies and energies of authority outside the self, it looks like there's a division of assets. Again, we have the scales and the pentacles. And somebody who is wanting, receiving their fair share. From the looks of this guy in the red hat and these two beggars, a real adjustment needs to be made to begin to make this fair. It is a card of balance, balancing resources. Two of Wands. The other day I said something about somebody has to buy their way out. There's been a decision involving a relationship between two things. And again, here's the decision. I know the way forward. Still in the planning stage, but I've settled up with somebody. There's been a decision made that allows me to now think about, what am I going to do next? We have Two of Wands, Three of Wands. And sometimes this is described as the prayer, show me which way to go. Wands energy, where to go, based on an internal truth. And there's the answer to the prayer. This is the ask, this is the answer. Somebody waiting for something that they've manifested. Not waiting in a passive way, because Wands are very much active. So there's still a bit of time before this person is able to step through the portal, to step through that opening that they've somehow created through a decision that was heartfelt. It leaned toward the intuitive. King of Swords had learned how to work with their intuition. Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. And yes, whatever this decision is, this is sort of like a yes card. I'm in alignment now, in sword energy. There's an opportunity for truth here. Holding the, kind of claiming it. This is a personal truth. It has to do with emotion, Nine of Cups. And somebody's going to want to talk about this. They may have been stepping on the hose. Holding back. Four of Pentacles. But perhaps for a good reason. And now they're really planning on, they made a decision to move forward. This globe in hand. And it was something they did with help. Perhaps from Queen of Wands, not because she's out there bossing them around. It's just her influence. It's made them level up somehow. Six of Pentacles, Justice. You know, whatever world this person is stepping into, it's based on the work they did in 3D. And this can be a card of marriage, which kind of fits with court system and the divvying up of assets. And perhaps of this king buying his way out. It's a decision that's aligned with what somebody really wants. Aligned with happiness and good, good vibrations. Okay, I think that's it. Yes, that's it. This actually makes me smile. This is great. It's hard to get a crap read for you guys. For a while, the energy was definitely blocked. So maybe even the happiness was blocked. Somebody was standing on the hose. But it had a good outcome, and it kind of opened up the future. Let's see what's going to happen, what's going to come in. Somebody's ready to do the work. They've opened. This is like the aperture, right? The portal has opened. They're going to be able to step through, and they may have to buy their way out. I don't think this King of Swords will have a problem with that. He's discovered, the truth about what makes, I don't know why it's him, but makes him happy. Most of the action here is going on for this, whoever the King of Swords represents. This person who's now crystal clear. I've said it again and again, the balance between this kind of knowing and the intuitive kind of knowing. And not a lot of cup cards here, except 9 of Cups, cards to do with feelings. 9 of Cups, and this is an air energy, but it's to do with relationship. The second person who's with you, facing whatever this is. It may have seemed threatening at first, and now it's just like on track. Something was harrowing at first. What's coming at me? It's this power animal energy. You are protected. You are on the right track. You are. I'll see you next time.